Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you 10 tips to become a pro grinder in Adopt Me. I'm not talking about basic tips like do your tasks. These are real grinding tricks that'll actually help you get better at grinding. So let's get started. The first thing every pro grinder needs is a proper grinding house. You don't need it to look perfect, just make it efficient. A tiny house works just perfect. Add at least 3 to 4 beds for pets, 2 to 3 showers, water and food bowls, a cash register or a mannequin if you grind with alts. This is one of the houses I have for grinding. As you see in the photos, it has several beds, bathtubs, food and water bowls, pianos, etc. With this house, you can cover almost all of your pet's actions, except the ones like the camping task. This tip is something simple but effective. I recommend that while you wait for tasks for your pets, you work at the pizzeria or in the salon. This will give you some extra bucks, plus you won't get bored while waiting for more tasks. You can even be AFK at jobs and earn bucks without having to play. Of course, remember to check from time to time, because if you are AFK for 20 minutes, the game will kick you out. This is something I do a lot with my alts, since I usually don't pay much attention to them, or sometimes I just forget that you're playing with those accounts too. That's why I prefer to leave my accounts AFK at work so I can earn bucks without having to pay attention to my pet's tasks. With this tip, you can earn quite a few bucks. I usually always have 8,000 bucks in each of my alt accounts, or sometimes more. It depends on how long you leave your account there. The next tip is to grind with alts and multiple pets at the same time. As I said in the previous tip, I use alt accounts when I grind. Usually use only one account because if I'm honest, I'm kinda lazy to check 3 accounts at the same time, but sometimes I do grind with 3 accounts or more. It depends. If you grind with one alt account and you have a pet handler certificate on your main account, that means you have 3 pets to grind with. So you will get more money than if you only use one pet or one account. I know that so many people can't afford a pet handler certificate because it costs 250 Robux. But you can try and offer for one is only worth 2.5 points on Elf. So if you can't buy one, you can try and offer. But if you also can afford one by trading, you can play as a baby and use an alt account and play as a baby on it too. But if you can't use an alt account, just use your main and play as a baby. It doesn't really matter if you can't have the pet handler certificate or can't use alt accounts. Is it going to be a little more difficult to earn bucks and grow your pets? Yes. I'm not going to lie about that, since it is clearly more difficult, but not impossible. I know that this tip can be one of the most complicated, since many times if we do not see the results we expected, we can become demotivated. Or it even happens that you get bored by grinding all the time, and it's understandable. That's why I recommend when you grind you should watch something or listen to music. But look for something that doesn't distract you too much, because if you get distracted, you will waste time and tasks. It is also important that you not get bored. I don't recommend for you to play for too many hours Adopt Me, because after a few days, you will end up getting bored and not wanting to play again for a long time. I say this because it happened to me. I played for so many hours and so often that I ended up getting bored and quit the game for months. It is also important that you also have time for yourself and the things in your life, since after all, Adopt Me is just a game. This is one of the most common ones that I usually see in people who are just starting to play. If you want to grow your inventory, don't spend bucks on toys, cars, food, or houses. Just spend it on making a grinding house and save the rest to get pets. Whether buying eggs or pets that are in the game. Since cars, toys, and others have no value in the game, only some like the candy cannon, the tombstone, etc., it is important that you keep this tip in mind. Since bucks are quite important, although sometimes it may not seem like it. Since in some big updates we can exchange bucks for gingerbread or doubloons like the last summer update. This tip is one of the most important to be a pro grinder. But like I said before, you don't need to play 5 hours. If you play at least 20 minutes to an hour a day, it's perfectly fine. I don't usually play a lot since I also like to use my time on other things or other games. I usually play at least an hour a day and a little more on the weekends. But just because I do it doesn't mean you have to do it too. You may be wondering why you should set a goal. Well, it's simple. If you set a goal per day, either today I want to reach 5,000 bucks or make a common neon. That will help you a lot to stay focused on achieving that goal that you set for yourself. This way you also stay motivated. This tip is a little simpler, but it has personally helped me a lot. This tip can also be very useful for big updates, like Halloween now. If you set a goal of reaching 50,000 candies that day, you will be more focused and motivated to achieve that goal. Because sometimes playing the mini games can be tedious and repetitive. From time to time, Adopt Me gives us weekends in which the pets grow faster and give you double the bucks. I highly recommend that you play in these types of events since they personally helped me a lot to get bucks and make neons or megas. To know exactly when they are going to release these types of events, you can keep an eye on the official Adopt Me account or other accounts, YouTubers. This is one of the best ways to earn more bucks and grow pets faster. But it depends a lot if Adopt Me does those types of events or not. This tip will help you a lot when making neons or megas. We all know Adopt potions. Each potion does 30 tasks for a pet. If you have multiple potions, I recommend saving them and only using them on ultra rare and legendary pets, because they take the longest to grow, and potions are a good help when you are making a neon or mega ultra rare. Same with legendaries. I say this tip because I know that many people make the mistake of using age-up potions on commons or uncommons. Personally, I have done it, but it is a mistake that you will surely end up regretting, because maybe you will get a legendary or ultra rare to make neon and you will not have any age-up pot. So keep this tip in mind and don't spend your age-up pots on pets that are not ultra rare or legendary. Many grinders lose time because they don't know how much they're actually progressing. Keeping track allows you to plan your sessions better and maximize efficiency. You can make a list of all the pets you have to make neon or mega. That way, every time you make a pet neon or mega, you can check it off and keep track of how many you've done in a certain amount of time. This tip might be a bit more advanced or take some time, but the more you manage your grinding sessions, tracking how many neons or megas you make or how many bucks you earn, the more you'll see real progress and stay active and motivated. So if you have the time and the motivation, you can definitely do this. You can even make mini challenges for yourself, like how long can it take me to earn 5,000 bucks? Or how long will it take to grow a pet? By the end of the day, you'll have a much clearer idea of how long each thing takes. Whether it's growing a pet or earning a certain amount of bucks. And that's it, guys. Those were 10 tips to become a pro grinder in Adopt Me. If any of these helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment what kind of tips video you want next. Maybe a trading guide, But anyways, thanks for watching and see you all in the next video.